hang out with your friends and family, and it's time to gather your thoughts. Usually, whenever we have a whole semester, then we have that 3 months to ourselves. During this time, a typical day could look like this. We get up, we call a friend, and we tell them that we want to go hang out. So we drive over there, or they come and meet up with us, and after that, you head home, and you either have further plans or you don't. Well, that wasn't the case for Chance Bott. He was 21 years old. He was actually heading home from college on August 5th of 2012, and while he was on his way home, he was texting while driving. And as a result, he ran off a cliff, and he suffered a broken neck, a crushed face, a fractured skull, and traumatic brain injuries. Ironically, he was texting this statement before his crash: "I need to quit texting because I could die from a car accident." Ironically enough, including in this situation, his grandmother passed away a few weeks after he had this car accident. And as he was looking at her casket, he looked at her and he thought, that could have been me. When we think about this situation, we have to understand that that could have been us as well. We feel that sometimes we may take things for granted. Even just simply driving from our house to the store, whatever the case may be, we may take simple things like that for granted. But the minute that we pick up our phone and we start texting or we start calling somebody, we're putting ourselves and everybody else around us at risk. I believe that states should start to enforce laws and stricter regulations when texting and driving for all ages, especially teenagers. So for today, in my speech, I will talk about the consequences of texting while driving, recommend solutions, and also talk about actions that you and I can take to implement this from occurring again. According to Edgar Sidney Associations, about 6,000 deaths and 500,000 injuries are caused by distracted drivers every single year. This statistic was very true in 18-year-old Aaron's life. On June 6th of 2012, he was convicted of homicide as a result of texting while driving, and now he will serve a year in prison. In the landmark case for this state, Aaron was found guilty of charges of homicide, texting while driving, and negligent operation of a motor vehicle in a 2012 crash that fatally injured David Valley, 55 years old, and seriously injured a passenger in Valley's car. Now, in this situation, Valley's girlfriend was actually injured, and whenever interviewers talked to her, she was talking about how she was so emotionally distraught from this situation. She just lost the love of her life, and she didn't know what else to do, and she lost it simply by someone picking up their phone and texting and hitting her boyfriend. Now, for us, 6,000 deaths may not seem to be too much, but if it was your brother, your sister, or your parents, it is one death too many. Another story that is very significant was in 2009, actually, the majority of Americans believe that talking on the phone and texting are two of the most dangerous behaviors that occur behind the wheel. Still, as many as 81% of drivers admit to making phone calls or texting while driving. This is very true in another case. In 2009, a 16-year-old from Kansas City was texting while driving and caused a traffic crash that killed a 72-year-old woman. Her charges? She had second-degree involuntary manslaughter, which could mean up to 4 years behind bar. She knew about this law in her state, but about not texting and driving, yet she still chose to do it anyways. Now, she was very ignorant in accordance to the laws that was already implemented. And in the same way, you and I could do the same thing. Simply, we pick up the phone and we want to text a friend, or we text our mother or father,